was all they had to do. I mean, I think they took over with a little over 4 minutes to go in the ball game.
Yeah.
And, really a first down, maybe 2, and it's over.
Yep.
And the defense made the stop when it was necessary, gave the Braves offense a little over 2 minutes to work with, and the rest is history. And I think definitely in the top 5 finishes in your career of coaching, I would believe.
We were talking about that off the air. It's one of the things that we kind of discussed on Sunday, what some of the, top finishes was going on. But I would say number 1, I mean, there's not a number 1 through 5, but you got to think that the 34 unanswered points in the playoff game, that was one. I think that you got to think of the 2-point conversion that we scored down there at Sterling that same year. I think you can pull 3 from that year. Our double overtime win against McPherson, the 34-point, unanswered to win the first playoff game. The 2-point conversion at Sterling in order to win that game. Then you got the couple years later, you have the onside at Kansas Westland that does that, and obviously this one fits in there as well.
And for me, I feel blessed to have been able to call all of those games, and it's really fun to see, especially when the team is hitting on all cylinders, just that excitement. And that was another thing about this team is, again, that you never felt like that the team was down. They just kept fighting and kept plugging away.
Well, and I don't know if I mentioned it to you in the post-game show, but I felt really confident about doing the 2-minute drill, because we had done one during the week where, normally I put us in a fairly favorable spot. We need to work on our kicking game, and we want to put a little pressure on the kickers, but we usually give a minute and some odd seconds and a timeout or 2, and then being down by 2. But this week I decided, we were going to go we went about a minute 50, right around there, and we were down by 6, and we had to have a touchdown and an extra point to win. So we did it. We went down there, and it was actually Connor Kagey's drive. He took it down and scored. We kicked the extra point to win. And funny thing is, you get there in the game, we got a minute 53 left on the clock, and we had a timeout that we were able to save. Thank goodness Sterling kid got hurt. I mean, I don't wish anybody to get hurt, but that saved us a timeout and saved us about 15. Actually, it was more time on the clock. I mean, there were a lot of things that went in our favor for us to be able to win. I mean, there was clock management issues. I think at one point they didn't start the clock when in that 4-minute drive when they should have started the clock. Obviously the kid, getting hurt, and then they snapped the ball for the punt with 19 seconds of a 25-second clock. They snapped it with 19 seconds instead of running it down. There was plenty of things. The fact that we had 1 point whatever seconds left on the clock, I couldn't believe. I turned around and I'm like, oh my gosh, we got time. All right, one more try. Here we go.
Especially after that last one was almost intercepted.
Yeah, and it was pretty close. I'm going to go with the official on it, but thank goodness we don't have video replay, because that was a pretty close call on that one.
We're going to take our first break of the night. When we come back, we're going to find out what it takes, 1, to get a targeting call, 2, how do you get an offensive player of the week in the KCAC, and we're going to talk a little bit about special teams, and then we'll head into our talk about McPherson. All that coming up after the break. You're listening to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Hey, Ryan, where do you want to go to eat?
Pizza Time.
Pizza Time? Where's that?
At 208 South Main in historic downtown Ottawa. Or we could call 242-TIME and have it delivered.
242-TIME?
Yep, call my BFF Duke and his friends at Pizza Time.
What are you going to order?
I don't know. It's all so good. Pizza, sandwiches, appetizers, and dessert.
Now you've got me hungry. I wonder what time it is.
Pizza Time!
Why do we plan ahead for things we like? Parties, weddings, retirement? because we like to be in charge and have peace of mind that things are going to happen as we want. This is Eric Price, Funeral Director at Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, and I'd like to encourage you to have peace of mind when it comes to your funeral service by planning ahead. You can have control now of the plans and costs and give your loved ones peace of mind as well. Call today and we'll discuss the advantages of planning ahead. Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, compassionate care when it's needed most. 242-3550.
Let me ask you a question. What do you see when you look at your car? Do you just see taillights? Or your dog's tail wagging when you first brought him home? Do you see 4 tires or 2 tired kids in the back seat after their first day of school? Other insurance companies just see a car, but a State Farm agent sees what your car really means to you. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
This is State Farm agent Keith King in Ottawa. Call me today at 785-242-9435.
What it means to be an OU Brave is to be yourself. What I've learned here is I've created memories with friends, and I was actually really comfortable being in my own skin here. Everybody has their own personality, and we're all unique here, just trying to live significant lives. And I think I'm going to leave here with an imprint that will last forever and that I can hold on to and look back at and laugh at and see that I not only learned something, but I created friendships and memories that will always stick with me. That's what it means to be brave, to be yourself.
Be a brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
Hey, want to celebrate Halloween early with Aaron's? This weekend, treat yourself to no payments until November when you start leasing to own furniture, electronics, and appliances from top brands like Philips, LG, Samsung, and more. That's spooktacular. And with no credit needed and free delivery and setup from October 12th to 15th. Come in store or go online. Celebrate Halloween early and treat yourself to no payments until November. Only at Aaron's. At participating Aaron's stores. Transaction advertised as a rental purchase agreement. Some restrictions apply.
Pay off credit card debt with a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Life can add up quickly, like when your youngest needed braces the same week as your oldest tuition was due. And then you got hit with a vet bill for the real baby of the family. Debt happens. It's how you get out that counts. Get a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Fixed interest rates, monthly payment options, and no fees, ever. Learn more at marcus.com.
Trade Pros. Ferguson's proud to be a part in what you do, and it's our aim to be the easiest one of your long day on the job. With over 1,000 one-stop shop counter locations, expert associates, and an unmatched selection of go-to and hard-to-find OEM repair products, you can depend on us to do our part every day. And Ferguson's 1-hour will call, same-day, next-day delivery, and online ordering and inventory management solutions are making things simpler for those that work the hardest. Visit Ferguson.com and find a counter location near you.
And we're back here at Pizza Time in Coach's Corner. It is the Pizza Time Ken Kessinger Show here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO, KOFO.com. Reminder, you can call 242-1220, or if you're here at Pizza Time, you can come and ask head coach Kent Kessinger a question, either by phone or here, but you have to do it live, and you could win a pizza from KOFO and Pizza Time. So let 242-1220, or people who are here, if you got a question to ask Coach, come on up, come on down.
That's right.
Just whatever.
Yes. Before the water rises any higher around here.
Yeah, it's flowing pretty good right now. It
was today and the last couple of days. You would, even when we went down to Sterling, one would think that we should start building the ark as much water as we were getting.
Well, the good news is it's going to rain again during this weekend and possibly for the football game. So
let's hope not. Let's hope not. Well, we had practice at it, so we practiced in the rain today. So we should be well prepared for a rain game after last weekend this week.
Yeah, well, there's some truth behind that. So, what do you guys got to do to get a targeting call on your quarterbacks?
I have no idea.
Connor took some shots last week that I was sure had to have been penalties.
Yeah, they did call one penalty, but they did not call it a targeting. And I think at that point I was fairly livid to the point where if I would have got a penalty, it probably might have been justified. But I had seen our quarterbacks for the last, 6 weeks just the definition of targeting, pretty much. So I felt I was justified in letting my feelings be known.
Well, and it just again, and I get it. It's defense. Their whole intention is to put a hurting on the opposing player, but there does cross a line. And
well, yeah, I mean, I'm not in favor of what they're doing in the NFL. I think that's really taken away a lot of the game. But I do believe that you go helmet to helmet, and you're going to have those kind of plays. And in particularly, the times that Connor has been hit, he was sliding. The time that Spencer got hit, he wasn't sliding. I don't know exactly what he was doing. We had a nice joke about that during the week, but yeah, it's I don't know. We must have different helmets that have targets on them, I guess. So as opposed to the rest of the helmets, but yeah, we haven't got one of those. That's for sure.
And then I have to ask, what does Ottawa have to do to get an Offensive Player of the Week in the conference?
Yeah, I don't know. We've had some kids that got some numbers, and and I would tell you that Kansas Westland is putting up some Madden-esque numbers. It's like they're playing a video game with some of their stuff. But I thought we had a pretty good shot with Connor Kagi this week. He threw for 250, rushed for 111. The fact that we won a last second victory, that sort of thing. And I thought that had a little bit of style to it against a team that was the conference champion the year before. But I guess you can win your first game and get one.
Well, but all Connor did was have a hand in 6 touchdowns. So
yeah, that's right. He threw for 5 and rushed for 1. Yeah. So I don't know.
That's it. That's disappointing in a sense that they can go out and put those kind of numbers up and not get the recognition that they deserve. There's a bit of that, but I think our guys are. I think they are happy with the fact that we're putting up W's. So and then I'll tell you what, they've worked really hard. A lot of them had said that might have been one of the most exciting games that they'd ever played in, and it was a good game. I mean, and that's why I told Coach Hansen after the game. I go, that was just a great football game. I'm glad we came up out on top, but it was a great football game. I mean, it was plays to the end, and both teams gave everything that they have, left it all on the field, and that's all you can ask for in this game, really, is to be able to have kids give it their all, and hopefully they come out on top. And, of course, we mentioned the defense making plays at the right time. Colby Johnson had 14 tackles. Michael Sanchez had 13 tackles, a tackle for a loss and a forced fumble. And, of course, Jarrell Taylor, 12 tackles and a fumble return. So you're getting good play from both sides of the ball.
Yeah, we definitely are. And the thing is that I can tell you the difference between last year's team and this year's team is how they stick together. One side of the ball could be doing really good, and one side of the ball might not be doing as well. And we've had games of that either way has gone that way. But you don't hear them complaining. You don't hear them, saying something derogatory to one side, or why can't we stop this guy, or why can't we, move the ball, or whatever it might be. They've done a really good job of that, and I think that goes back to our leadership core, which has really put a big time onus on being positive and being there for each other, and really trying to make it as much of a family atmosphere as they can, and I think that's been a great thing, and that's I think why we're sitting in the position that we're sitting in right now.
And one last thing here on the game from last Saturday. It was the kicking game, especially field goal and extra points. Was that more hampered by the weather?
It was a little bit. The first one, Nick just pulled it. The second one was just a little bit of a miss spot. I think when Connor had to reach a little bit for it when he put the ball down. He put it in a little bit different spot that Nick was going for to aim, and allowed him. It's kind of like hitting a golf shot. If you get too far in front of the ball, you're gonna either push it or you're gonna pull it. And what he ended up doing is being in a spot where when he came around and kicked it, it was almost like he was finishing off his swing as opposed to hitting it, and that's why it went straight left.
Because in a sense, not that you would have taken this, because that's not the Coach K I know. You would have went for the win anyway. But some of those misses, you could have had a shot at a field goal to try to tie it at that last point. But when you get into the weather games, you're going to run into issues with things like that too. So
yeah, it was one of those as we were walking the field just in the pregame when we got there. I thought to myself, gosh, if this comes down to a field goal, this is going to be tough sledding on this stuff. And I had even asked at the beginning of the game, Nick, I go, is there a specific spot when we get down here for even extra points that you want to move the ball to? And he felt that we could just scoot back a little bit, and that's what they did. They just moved. Instead of being like 7 yards, they were 7.5 yards back, and it wasn't a big deal. It didn't affect the snap or anything like that. But yeah, the ball got heavy, and you watch Connor throw the ball. It looked like and I gave him a hard time. He has no idea who this person is, but hey, he looked like Al Orders throwing the shot put in the Olympics. But there was times where it was definitely a hoist to get it out there, but I couldn't imagine kicking it.
No, those conditions were brutal on Saturday.
Yeah, he may. I will say this is that Nick got some pretty good punts off.
Yes, he did.
Yes, there was no return on him, and it was adventures in kicking a lot. So he did a great job on that.
Let's go ahead and take a break here, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Saturday's game. It's homecoming. It is the 88th homecoming, or excuse me, the 88th homecoming.
Yeah, 88th.
Yeah,
lots of them.
Lots.
Lots.
My mom has been around for most of them. Sorry, I had to say that, Mom. She's listening too, so we'll go through and say hello to our listeners also when we get back. It's going to be the 10th time that the Braves and McPherson have faced off for homecoming here in Ottawa, and we're going to talk about this game when we come back. You're listening to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
I came here to run cross country, and it ended up being way different than I thought it was going to be. It's unlike anything I've ever been a part of to be on the team. Everyone is so completely different. There are people you never thought you'd be friends with, nothing like your outside friends, but somehow you all click to be the same and have the same interests, but yet completely different. Everyone's always there for you. It's not just about running. Friendships and families like they're your siblings when you're away from home. That's what it means to be a part of the Braves cross country and track team, to be a family.
Be a Brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
You've seen the bumper stickers. Like I brake for garage sales, I brake for dolphins, or I brake for aliens. If your State Farm agent had a bumper sticker, it would probably say I brake for auto insurance. Because your agent's always ready to stop and listen to you, so you get the coverage you need to help life go right. That's why people have trusted State Farm with their auto insurance for more than 90 years. So next time you have a break, let's talk.
This is State Farm agent Keith King in Ottawa. Call me today at 785-242-9435.
Hey, Ryan, where do you want to go to eat?
Pizza Time.
Pizza Time? Where's that?
At 208 South Main in historic downtown Ottawa. Or we could call 242-TIME and have it delivered.
242-TIME?
Yep, call my BFF Duke and his friends at Pizza Time.
What are you going to order?
I don't know. It's all so good. Pizza, sandwiches, appetizers, and dessert.
Now you've got me hungry. I wonder what time it is.
Pizza Time!
Even though school has already started, getting your child's school physical is still possible at Ottawa Care Clinic. Now open 7 days a week inside Cosentino's Prize Chopper, 120 East 19th. No appointment is necessary, and a staff of experienced and caring registered nurse practitioners is waiting to help you. Remember, bring your physical form, proof of insurance, or $50. Most insurances are accepted. Ottawa Care Clinic open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 till 7, Saturdays 9 till 4, Sundays 9 till 3.
Come to Lowe's for stylish updates for fall, like our wide range of durable 100% waterproof porcelain tile starting at just 99 cents per square foot. Or tiles with slip resistance, perfect for wet interior spaces, starting at $149 per square foot. Plus, purchase an in-home measurement by October 16 and get new floors installed by Thanksgiving. Visit Lowe's.com/floor install to see how. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. Install available for additional fee and excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com for licensure, U.S. only.
My heart skips skipping the beach and not close enough, so that space between you and me, let's lose it. The way you're dancing, swaying to the music, girl, that body and how you move it. Every time you cross my mind, girl, I lose it.
Alexa, play the Country Heat playlist. Okay.
I don't think you know what you're doing to me. You got
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
As a small business owner, you make every dollar count. So what could you do with $10? Go to Vistaprint.com today and you'll get 500 high-quality custom business cards for only $9.99. That's less than 2 cents per card. And at Vistaprint, your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. So it's never been easier to turn 500 strangers into connections. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code 7272 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 7272.
Hey, guess what? We're back here.
Awesome.
On the Pizza Time Kessinger Show. And I'm Bob Johnson, and that's Coach Ken Kessinger.
That's me.
And we want to say hello to our listeners. Hello, Amy. How are you? It's just been a tradition now for the past a lot of years.
Yes. Yep.
And the modem back at the station.
Yep. And the toaster. Your mom.
My mom.
My in-laws.
Doris Grogan.
Yes. Which was new this year, which we're pretty excited about.
Yes. So, are we leaving anybody out?
I don't know if we're leaving anybody out. We'll have to figure out who more falls into this listeners.
Or you can message me or go to my Twitter page at Francis Butternuts.
Yes, that is an awesome handle.
It's it's a what am I thinking of? An alter ego. How about that?
Alter ego, cool.
Yeah, Francis Butternuts.
Yeah, I like him.
So you can let us know that you're listening, and
maybe we'll give you a shout out.
We might give you a shout out. A hearty handshake or something. Who knows?
That's right.
Braves and the Bulldogs coming up this weekend. It's a day game, by the way. It's a 1 o'clock kick, so plenty of opportunity to take part in other homecoming opportunities. But this whole week pretty much has got homecoming stuff going on.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of stuff going on for sure. Toward the end of the week, you have the Braves Hall of Fame banquet. I believe we're inducting 4 members into the Hall of Fame this year for a variety of different sports. Get to recognize quite a few student athletes at that same banquet. And then Friday they'll have, I believe, an alumni banquet. They've done that before. I'm not positive on that one. But I know that there's some other activities for the athletes that evening. We got a lot of sports going on this week. I think volleyball was supposed to go tonight, and they've postponed it because of the weather, inclement weather. I don't know how that works out when you play indoors, but I think that some of the teams needing to get here were having to ford mighty streams because there's a lot of water in this part of the state for sure. But they'll have volleyball. We'll have some soccer. I think soccer's on the road on Saturday, but there's a lot of different things. You get over to Ottawa and partake of the homecoming festivities.
You got a team coming in McPherson, who can put some points up on the board. Scored 42 last week and lost to Bethel, so you're going to have an offense that can do that, can put those points up. So again, the defense is going to be called upon to make some plays.
Yeah, and they're throwing the ball around quite a bit. They got Ed Crouch back at quarterback this year, and he's making some big plays. They scored 45. I think it was against Southwestern. They beat them 45-35. They scored a lot of points in their opening game against Bethany. They scored a lot of points in a loss this last week to Bethel. Bethel put up, I think, 56 on them, but they were rushing the ball all over the place. I mean, they like I told you earlier in the year, you don't want to play the triple option once they get it figured out, and they obviously got it figured out against McPherson this last week. We have to be able to defend the pass and then corral a very elusive quarterback.
Well, and not only that, but they can rush the ball too. It had 137 yards last week on the ground, and Crouch he's going to sling it. He can maybe run around with it too. So you've got a potent offense when you take a look at what you got there, and it's not that you haven't seen potent offenses already this year. So this is going to be nothing new.
No, it seems like the KCAC this year is full of those offenses. You got Avila putting up points. You got Southwestern putting up points. Bethany, moves the ball and puts up points. Obviously, I think Kansas Wesleyan is leading the nation in scoring. If not, they're really close to being at the top. So you got a lot of teams that put up a lot of points. We're going to have to be able to maintain a good pace when it comes to us putting up points as well. And this was a defense that caused some turnovers for us last year. That put a lot of pressure on our quarterbacks. Last year, I think we had James Valentine and Jack Garcia that were playing quarterbacks for us. Connor Byers was hurt at that time. James Reeder didn't play in that game. So we were missing a couple things. But we were able to move the ball and score. We just didn't get enough of it. And so this is a team that's going to probably feel pretty confident coming in against us because they bring back most of the same guys.
Well, here's a stat, and I know how you feel about stats, but you guys have scored 219 points so far through 6 games. So you're right around 36.5, 37 points a game. Last year, at this same point in time, the Braves had only scored 121 points.
Yeah.
So just a little over 20 points a game.
Right.
So you've got a completely different, I don't want to say completely different offense, but in a sense, at least scoring-wise, you do.
Well, we're more explosive.
Yeah.
Those explosive plays that we talked about last year that we were lacking, I think that we're getting those. Went back interesting enough, in the game that we played this last week, we didn't have as many of those explosive plays. They were below 20 yards, and if we got them, we got a few of them, and they all led to touchdowns if we did get them. But it was a little bit of just a dink and a dunk, and throw it here and run it a little bit there, and get it to some screens and that sort of thing. So it wasn't as big chunk type deal. So the positive thing for me is we put sustained drives together. But me, I like getting yardage in chunks if we can.
Well, but it's good to have that offense that can go out and score. And I mean, you can match this McPherson team point for point, but at the same time, what kind of competition is McPherson seeing? Have they seen a defense like you guys? There's a lot of interesting questions for this ball game on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely, and that'll be something that we'll definitely have to take in. They bring a lot of pressure defensively. It's a different pressure than we saw last week with Sterling, but it's the same style front. Both play 34 fronts. Both like to roll into coverage. They don't play very much man. They play some, but they play zone behind it. They even do some fire zones where they're dropping defensive linemen. So they got a lot of different stuff that they do. We're going to have to corral that, and just like we talked about with some other things. But then, what have they faced when it comes to defense? I don't know. They've played Bethel. They've played Southwestern. They've played Friends. They lost to Avila, early in the season. They've played, what was there? There's got one more game that I'm missing. Southwestern, Friends, Bethel, Bethany. They played Bethany at the beginning of the season. That was their first game. And, against the teams that we've played, we've also put up points. So, So I don't know what they face when it comes to strength of defenses yet.
So that's going to be this Saturday. We'll have pregame for you at noon here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO, also KOFO.com for Homecoming 2018. As we mentioned 10 times that these two teams have met on Homecoming, the Braves are 8-2 against McPherson. Of course, the first loss was the first time they played each other in 1952. It was Halloween of 1952.
Yeah, that was a late game.
And that was a 47-40 finish there. And then it was bookended by the last time that you guys played McPherson on Homecoming back in 2007, and the Braves fell 17-14.
Yeah.
So
now we need to now we're just going to get back on that winning track.
And in most of the wins, you guys have handled business pretty well. Now, obviously, some of this may be pre your tenure.
Definitely.
I mean,
The 2007 one is the only one probably that was in there.
So,
yeah.
But it's a good time to start a new streak, and
that's right.
We'll see if we can have that happen on Saturday. We're going to take our final break of the night. When we come back, it's America's favorite Homer Call, and we get to see who Coach K will pick as the best of the worst. Plus, you'll get to hear the soul leave the body here on the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show. You're listening to it live on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Even though school has already started, getting your child's school physical is still possible at Ottawa Care Clinic. Now open 7 days a week inside Cosentino's Prize Chopper, 120 East 19th. No appointment is necessary, and a staff of experienced and caring registered nurse practitioners is waiting to help you. Remember, bring your physical form, proof of insurance, or $50. Most insurances are accepted. Ottawa Care Clinic open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 till 7, Saturdays 9 till 4, Sundays 9 till 3.
What it means to be an OU Brave is to be yourself. What I've learned here is I've created memories with friends, and I was actually really comfortable being in my own skin here. Everybody has their own personality, and we're all unique here, just trying to live significant lives. And I think I'm going to leave here with an imprint that will last forever and that I can hold on to and look back at and laugh at and see that I not only learned something, but I created friendships and memories that will always stick with me. That's what it means to be brave, to be yourself.
Be a brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
This is Eric Price, Funeral Director at Lamb Roberts Funeral Home. You're always welcome to visit us if you need to discuss pre-planning, pricing, services, or if you just want to share a cup of coffee in a time of need. But if you can't make it by, we invite you to visit us at lamb-roberts.com. You'll find a complete list of obituaries, ways to send flowers or gifts, a guide to help you plan ahead, and tips on handling grief. Just another way we provide compassionate care when you need it most. Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, 242-3550, and at lamb-roberts.com.
Hey, Ryan, where do you want to go to eat?
Pizza Time.
Pizza Time? Where's that?
At 208 South Main in historic downtown Ottawa. Or we could call 242-TIME and have it delivered.
242-TIME?
Yep, call my BFF Duke and his friends at Pizza Time.
What are you going to order?
I don't know. It's all so good. Pizza, sandwiches, appetizers, and dessert.
Now you've got me hungry. I wonder what time it is.
Pizza Time!
What gives one company the edge over another? Maybe it's not one thing. Maybe it's taking care of lots of things that help a business run smoothly. In other words, Cintas. Cintas has products that help your people stay safe and apparel programs that convey the right image. They service fire protection equipment, deliver and stock restroom supplies, and make sure facilities are clean and ready. Because when all those things work together, you're in business.
Oh, I'm ready!
Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
Trade Pros. Ferguson's proud to be a part in what you do, and it's our aim to be the easiest one of your long day on the job. With over 1,000 one-stop shop counter locations, expert associates, and an unmatched selection of go-to and hard-to-find OEM repair products, you can depend on us to do our part every day. And Ferguson's 1-hour will call, same-day, next-day delivery, and online ordering and inventory management solutions are making things simpler for those that work the hardest. Visit Ferguson.com and find a counter location near you.
Come into Lowe's to save on everything you need to get your home ready for holiday visitors. Give your guest bath or your master bath a stylish new look with up to 40% off select vanities. Plus, take advantage of our in-store clearance event and save on all kinds of products and supplies to help you tackle your to-do list, inside or out. Stop by your local Lowe's to learn more. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. Vanity offer valid through 10/10. Exclusions apply while supplies last. U.S. only. Clearance pricing and selection vary. See store for details.
Back here at Pizza Time. We'll be here till the top of the hour. Still have a chance to give us a call, 242-1220, and ask Coach K a question live on the air and have the possibility of winning a pizza. Or if you're here in attendance, you can come and ask us, ask Coach K a question, and the same goes for you there. Possibility of winning a pizza.
That's right.
But right now, it's time that we play Homer Call. Very simple rules.
Yes.
We're going to have 3 pieces of audio. We're going to listen to them. We might mock them, make funny things to say about them, but you have to pick one.
I do.
We already have a winner. We already have one winner that will be in our Tournament of Champions in the last show of the year.
Yep.
We'll have one here, and then we'll get one again here in a couple of weeks, and we'll have our field set for the.
We usually just have 3 then,
Yeah.
so we can have the same deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
So, I like to keep it
simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah. That's why I've made it.
Let's not overthink things.
No. That's why I've made it so far in life. So, all right. So, Lars, back at the station. Let's go with cut number 1.
2 wingbacks with the shotgun with one. With Cooper in the backfield, gets a handoff, goes to the right.
See if he can get around that corner. He does, and he's gone.
Cooper
all the way, no flags on the field, and he's going to go all the way in for the touchdown. 65 yards.
And he made that look easy.
Oh, man. That tight formation, I saw him get around that corner, and he's gone.
Wow, that was a great football play. Here's a replay. Cooper gets to the right side. One block there. 21 gets his man outside. Great block. Cooper does his best, stays inside the line, and he is gone.
Wow.
So that's the first one?
That's the first one.
Wow, with the wow.
Wow. Well, not only did you have the wow, but then we had the stumbling over each other.
Yes.
And then you throw in there that was a great football play.
Great, yes.
Are they playing another sport?
Yep. No, I don't know.
I'm asking for a friend. So that's number 1. That was from a couple weeks ago. It was the Tabor Bethel matchup.
Okay, gotcha.
So that was our Tabor broadcast crew.
All right. Yeah, which is I noticed that we at times have them as part of the. I don't know what you're trying to say there, Bob.
Hey, you know what? I don't know. Shall we turn it up just a little bit? We'll see it
here in the house, so
yes,
we can hear it in the house. Yes,
and it'll be the bottom dial there, with the green light by it. All right.
There you go.
All right. Let's go for cut number 2.
One way or the other, you got to bring the pressure. Kagi trips to his left. He's looking back to the right. He's going for the jump ball. Pass was batted. Touchdown. Dillard caught it. Got a foot down.
Touchdown, Ottawa.
Dillard was quiet all day, and they went back to him there. And for the second time this year, Sterling can hold a fourth quarter lead here at home, and they're going to lose this 48-47.
You could hear the exact moment that the soul left the body.
Yes.
That was and touchdown.
Yeah.
I might have to try that this year. And touchdown.
Well, hopefully that's like, maybe our 80th point in some game. No, they do it again. So
well, and Darian just had done nothing all day.
Yeah, I think that was his 9th catch.
Yeah, that's the That was great. So that was from this weekend.
Yes,
this last weekend.
Yeah, I recognize that one.
So that was the Sterling OU game. So
that made through the Twitter sphere.
Yes, and now you know what it sounds like when the soul leaves the body.
Yes.
All right. So our final cut.
So it's always something you expect, is the old saying, next guy up. So Melvin Williams, Jim, last time we called the game, he played outstanding. Exactly. He was all over the field, and he actually tweaked his knee a bit. He'll be back next week is the hope, but Pelican stepping in today, doing a fine job.
So 2-yard loss, 2nd and 12.
Hand off to the right side.
Wyatt, nice move, and he is going to go up. Well, that's not Wyatt, but it's a nice run up the right side, and that's going to be a touchdown.
No flags there, so that's a dive play to number 29.
Have you ever wondered what it'd sound like if NPR was calling a football game?
Yeah.
I think that right there would have been it. And that's a dive right there.
Yeah, that's a dive.
It was like Siamese twins, NPR Siamese twins.
That was. Now, who was that one from?
That one was, let me pull that up here because I've got it right here. That is Southwestern and Tabor, so that would have been the Southwestern crew.
Southwestern crew.
So there you have your three choices, and I think they're all fine candidates.
They are all fine candidates. I'm going to be a bit biased on this one, and I have to go with the Sterling call. Because just like you said, when the emotion his soul left his body. That was a good way of putting it. It was totally deflated. And he's got a foot down. For a touchdown.
No, and Sterling's done it again this year. They've lost the fourth quarter lead.
Yeah, but as much as that is deflating, the excitement that our players had was the other side of the spectrum.
Well, my audio would have fit that.
Yes,
but I didn't bring that in because I would have won it. I would have won.
Yeah, well, it would have been and then then we started the in the Twitter sphere the video that Darian's parents put up there of people falling as they're running down the field.
Yes.
Sliding in the puddles. We had I think there was a Twitter poll out there who is the best fall. Was it Coach Pearson on that final play, or was it Coach Adams on the 2-point where we blocked the extra point? We took it back for 2 points because there was a puddle that was roughly about 5 yards by 3 yards right next to the sideline that I know that I stepped in and tried to avoid it, but I think I stepped in it at least 25 times during that game. And you'd back up and all of a sudden you'd feel water above your ankles and you're like, I did it again. And Coach Adams was following the play and was pretty excited. And slipped and happened to fall directly into that puddle. So it was pretty funny. So it's on film.
Oh, I want to see this.
It's on the sideline angle. I got it, but yeah, it was pretty good. So there was a Twitter poll as who was worse, with that. So I thought it was pretty funny.
I got to see this. I know what I got to come into the office now.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one. We'll have to be able to pull that one up and show you.
We've got about 2 minutes left into the program. So Sterling wins. They'll be in our Tournament of Champions at the end of the year.
Yep.
And so real quick, it's homecoming. What do you guys got to do to send everybody home happy?
Well, to send our fans home happy, obviously we got to, we're going to have to be able to take care of the football. We can't turn it over like we did last year. We gave them too many opportunities. They had a block punt for a touchdown. We fumbled the ball. They scored on that. So we can't do that. Can't give them extra opportunities. We need to be able to contain their quarterback. And they played two, and the same two are back this year. We got to be able to do that and minimize those big plays, and then do what we've done this year is by being able to put up points by making big plays and offensively. So the special teams has got to be there to be able to not, give up those big plays like we did last year and then take care of the football.
Well, that's going to be an exciting game to watch. It's homecoming. It's at Braves Field. Come on out. Even if you're not an alum, come out. Come see some good college football.
It's been good time. I mean, you're going to see some two teams get after it, and we've had a great crowd support this year.
And probably the most lively crowds I've seen.
Yes, and so you'll have fun. So come on out and see us.
It'll be this Saturday. We'll start with the Superstands cleaning service, Ottawa University Braves pregame show at noon. Kickoff follows at 1 here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO and on KOFO.com. If you're not able to make it to town, you can listen to it on the internet. So join us for it. It is homecoming. It's a special week for Ottawa University. And, Coach, thank you for taking time out and being with us again.
You're welcome. Always good to be here, Bob.
That's going to wrap it up this week for the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show. And we will join you once again a week from tonight as we continue on this football season with the Ottawa University Braves. We'll talk to you again a week from tonight from here at Pizza Time.
Information and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. Getting ready for a monstrous storm as Hurricane Michael moves into Florida.
In Apalachicola, we met Ben Kugel getting his boat to safety.
Why so important to get it out of here?
I don't want to sink. I just hauled it back to Georgia and rebuilt the thing. Spent 2 years on it.
Michael is now some 400 miles across. The storm already wreaking havoc in Central America. Heavy rains and mudslides in El Salvador. More than a dozen killed in the region.
ABC's Victor Oquendo. The worst of Michael, now a Category 3 hurricane, will hit the Panhandle starting late tomorrow morning. ABC's chief meteorologist Ginger Z.
In its wake, it will have major impacts, even for places like Raleigh, with flash flood watches in place, Biloxi to Tampa. But the heart of the impact will be wind and storm surge. This part of Florida, the Panhandle, has only seen a 125-mile-per-hour landfall twice in recorded history. This would make the third.
By tomorrow night, Michael is expected to be in Georgia. President Trump is addressing a rally in Council Bluffs, Iowa tonight, where he's expected to announce plans to ask the EPA to allow more ethanol and year-round gasoline to benefit corn farmers. A New York transportation spokesman says the owner of the ill-fated limousine that crashed in upstate New York, killing 20 people, was warned not to operate the vehicle.
Government inspectors found 22 violations in the company's 4 vehicles in the past 2 years. This particular limo had 6 violations just a month ago. A brake system monitor that wasn't working. The governor saying the limo should not have been on the road. The upstate New York company claiming repairs had been made.
ABC's David Curley. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo praising outgoing United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley.
She's been a great partner of mine for the now 5 months that she and I have been working together, and I want to wish her very well in whatever comes next for her.
Pompeo returning from North Korea. This is ABC News.
I am a veteran. I spent 2 years alone and homeless.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
My victory was finding the support to get back on my feet.
DAV helps veterans of every generation get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran. When I got out, I felt like nowhere was safe.
So veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory was finding the help I needed. Thanks to DAV, now I feel like I'm human again.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
I'm Tiffany Haddish, and I use Groupon so much, they made me the spokesperson. Some people think that just because they're saving money with Groupon, they're not getting the best. And that's crazy. With Groupon ratings and reviews, you can be sure you're getting the best of everything. The best experiences, the best restaurants, even the best spas. All at prices you'll love. So get out there and live your best life. Save up to $100 a week on what you do every day. Download the app and save. Groupon.
Election Day is just a month away, and the country's most populous state is trying to assure voters that its system is secure.
Close to 2 years after the 2016 election and alleged Russian meddling, California Secretary of State Alex Padilla says his state is trying to make sure hackers cannot influence the midterms, and in some ways going old school is more secure.
California requires paper ballots and a voter-verified paper audit trail. Also, California prohibits the connection of voting systems to the Internet.
The U.S. Department of Homeland Security says state election systems remain a target. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
In the nation's second most populous state, voter registration has surged to nearly 16 million Texans, thanks to a contentious Senate race. Vote.org says after Taylor Swift asked her followers to vote in the midterms, registration spiked nationally in her home state of Tennessee. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Pizza Time Times, 8:04, 8:04. Good evening, I'm Sam White in the KOFO Newsroom with this hour's top stories. More issues with water in Franklin County, but this time it does not involve floodwaters. Franklin County Rural Water District Number 6 has suffered another water main break, and the boil advisory for the district will continue. The initial water boil advisory was issued by the Kansas Department of Health and Environment, was issued on September 29th, repeating the water boil advisory for Franklin County Rural Water District Number 6 is still in effect. When it comes to evaluating teachers in the Ottawa School District, there's a lot involved. School Superintendent Dr. Ryan Cobb says evaluations are designed to help a teacher improve, and there are many steps to go through before anybody would be considered for contract non-renewal.
If at the end of that 30 days we do not see growth, then we basically go through the process again to the point where we say, at this point in time, we're going to refer you for a non-renewal. And ultimately, we have those conversations with staff. So I bring this up solely to say that the evaluation process is very extensive. We evaluate a lot of teachers and a lot of things that we have to do in order to meet the expectations of our negotiated agreement. I thought we